Aloha everyone. Today we are going to go over what is geography and our geography vocabulary. Now, you are being sent a geography interactive notebook. And with this notebook, we're going to be going over some of the features in it that's going to help you to write the correct answers in your interactive social studies book. Okay, so let's go on to page 2 of this Geography Interactive Notebook. Okay, the first question is, what is geography? Geography is the study of places and the relationships between people and their environment. Now, there's two basic types of geography. First, we have the physical geography. That is the geography that deals with the exterior, physical features, and changes of Earth. The second type is human geography, the study of the different ways in which human societies develop and operate in relation to their physical environment. Now, as I went over this with you, it is in your Geography Interactive Notebook. You can look at that, or you can pause on this video to copy down the notes. Where are you copying down the notes? You are copying it in your Social Studies composition book on the page that says, what is geography? So you'll copy that definition under the flap and the two basic types of geography, physical and human, copy down their definitions under the flaps. Okay, now in your Geography Interactive Notebook, that's your electronic version, okay, you will next have the Geography Vocabulary. I am going to go over the different geography vocabulary terms. So you're going to copy it on a sheet of paper first, and then type it in the purple boxes when done. Okay, so again, copy it on a sheet of paper, then you're going to type it into your purple boxes. Now pause my video if you need to as you are copying down these answers. So the first geography vocabulary is compass rose. It is a design on a map that shows directions of north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. That is the compass rose. The next geography vocabulary word is continent. Any of the 7 large continuous land masses that constitute most of the dry land on the surface of the earth. They are Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia, Europe, North America, and South America. Next word, Eastern Hemisphere. The half of the earth that is east of the prime meridian and west of 180 degrees longitude. I repeat, the half of the earth that is east of the prime meridian and west of 180 degrees longitude. Equator, an imaginary line circling the globe equal in distance from the poles 0 degrees latitude. Equator. International date line, an internationally agreed imaginary line running roughly along the 180-degree meridian of longitude, to the east of which the date is 1 day earlier than to the west. Latitude, the distance north or south of the equator. Lines of latitude run in an east-west direction. Longitude. Okay, longitude. The distance east or west of the prime meridian lines of longitude run in the north-south direction. Okay, northern hemisphere. This is the half of the earth that is north of the equator. The half of the earth that is north of the equator. That is the northern hemisphere. Okay, North Pole. The northernmost point on earth. I repeat, the northernmost point on earth. Prime meridian. The line of longitude that is 0 degrees. Southern hemisphere. The half of the earth that is south of the equator. South Pole. The half of the earth that is south of the equator. Tropic of Cancer. The line of latitude that is 23.5 degrees north of the equator, called the northern tropic. Okay, Tropic of Cancer again is a line of latitude that is 23.5 degrees north of the equator, called northern tropic. Tropic of Capricorn. That is the line of latitude that is 23.5 degrees south of the equator, called the southern tropic. Okay, Western Hemisphere. That is the half of the earth that is east of the 180 degrees longitude and west of the prime meridian. Okay, so these are your geography vocabulary words that you will need to learn, to try to remember, memorize it if necessary. Okay, and so you are to type in each of these definitions in your purple boxes that is on your electronic interactive notebook that we send to you. Okay, and again, pause it so that you can go ahead and copy the notes as needed. Now, once you finish copying your notes into this purple boxes, then you will have an opportunity to do a vocabulary Quizlet. Okay, and so the vocabulary Quizlet will look just like this. You're going to click on it. Now, with the Quizlet, it'll give you an opportunity to study the words, to get to know it, to digest it, to eventually memorize it. So you're going to start off with the flashcards. Okay, and this is the flashcard. If I look at latitude and I click on it, it gives me the definition of latitude. An imaginary line circling the globe equal in distance from the pole, 0 degrees latitude. Okay. Equator. That was equator, 0 degrees. Okay, equator. An imaginary line circling the globe equal in distance from the poles, 0 degrees latitude. Okay, now let's take a look at the next. Okay, the half of the earth that is east of the 180 degrees longitude and west of the prime meridian. Okay, it's going to go through each of this. And when you want to know, this is the definition. When you want to know what the term is, all you're going to do is click on it. So just as we did for the flashcards, it'll go over the terminology first. And it's this click card to see the term. Okay, so I want you to practice first flashcards. When you keep doing the flashcards and you go over it, and you feel that you've learned it, then go through learn. Next section is learn. In the learn, you're going to read this statement and then you're going to click on what you feel it is. Okay, so an imaginary line circling the globe equal in distance from the poles, 0 degrees latitude. And we learned that's the equator, so I click on the equator and it says correct. Here it says the distance north or south of the equator, lines of latitude running east-west directions. Okay, now you're just going to practice this. You're going to click on it, and if it's correct, it'll show a green. If you get it wrong, it'll show something else, and you just will do it over again. Okay, so that's another practice you can do on Quizlet. Then, as you get better, let me move this circle to this side. You can do a match, and match is a great game to play. It's a great game. Okay, so I'll start the game, matching, and it has all the terms and the definitions. So I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to match it up. Okay, so if I see a design on a map that shows directions north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest, that's a compass rose. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to move it right on top of it, and it disappears. Okay, so let me go ahead and read the next one. An imaginary line circling the globe equal in distance from the poles, and it's also 0 degrees latitude. That sounds like the equator. So I'll click on the equator and move it on that definition, and it disappears. So if it is correct, it'll disappear. So your goal is to make all of that disappear. Okay, so when you finish playing the gravity, then you can go ahead and do the tests. And do the tests as often as you want to, because it's only a practice test. It's not one that's going to be graded. It's to help you to study and to learn each of the geography vocabulary terms. Okay? So, that is what you are going to work on today. You are going to work on the interactive notebook. And your interactive notebook, oh my goodness, it signed me out, is going to provide me with purple boxes that you are going to type in your correct answer for the geography vocabulary. Here's the notes again. What is geography? The 2 basic types, and then type your correct answers with the notes I provided you with today in the video. And remember, pause it if necessary so you can go ahead and copy down the notes. And it's good to copy it on folder paper and then type it in. Why? It's a way of reinforcing the information that you're just learning. Okay? So, until then, go get 'em. Strive to do your best. Aloha.